This is a tale of two geniuses. Chapter 5. A cherished tradition in Ibitayo was just days away. It was a time when the villagers celebrated their ancestors, danced to the rhythms of ancient drums, and wore elaborate masks that symbolized the spirit of the land. The festival was also a stage for contest of skill, wit, and courage, perfect for someone like Folarin. This year's festival carried added excitement. Chief Oladimeji has announced a special competition. The Oju Ijinle, meaning the mastery of the mask, contestant will solve a series of riddles and challenge, each connected to a mask spirit, to uncover a hidden treasure. The prize. What's the prize? A rare golden cowrie set to bring prosperity and wisdom. Folari was among the first to register. Ayinke, watching from a distance, couldn't hide her amusement. You truly believe you can win? She teased as she walked back from the village square. Folarin grinned. Why not? Maybe I will even dedicate my victory to you. Ayinke laughed, shaking her head. We will see if your cleverness matches your confidence. The day of the festival arrived, and the village was alive with color and sound. Women adorned in vibrant asoebi danced gracefully in the square, while men in flowing agbadas clapped along with the beat of talking drums. Children ran around with miniature masks, their laughter mingling with the joyous atmosphere. The competition began at dusk, under the light of a full moon. The contestants stood in a circle, facing a row of masked performers representing the ancestral spirits. Each mask told a story of courage, wisdom, betrayal, or redemption. Chief Oladimeji, resplendent in his regal attire, stepped forward to address the crowd. Tonight, the spirit will test your minds and hearts. Only the wisest and most resourceful among you will succeed. Let the Oju Ijingle begin. The first challenge was simple but symbolic. Each contestant had to choose a mask and decipher its meaning. Folarin chose the mask of the tortoise, its intricate carvings depicting cunning and resilience. As he held the mask, a masked elder approached him and asked, "The tortoise is known for his wit, but his cunning often brings trouble. Tell us, young one, how will you use cunning wisely?" Folarin thought for a moment. "Cunning is a tool," he began, his voice steady. "If used selfishly, it causes harm. But when used to uplift others, it becomes wisdom. Like the tortoise, one must know when to speak and when to act." The elder nodded approvingly. "You understand the balance. Proceed to the next stage." The second challenge tested the contestants' memory and quick thinking. They were led into a dimly lit room where they had to observe an arrangement of symbols carved on a wooden panel. After a brief moment, the panels were covered, and they were asked to recall the patterns. Folarin's sharp mind didn't fail him. He visualized the symbols and recited them perfectly, earning cheers from the crowd. By the time he reached the final stage, only 3 contestants remained, including him. This challenge was the most difficult, yet they had to solve a riddle posed by the masked spirit of the Iroko tree, the guardian of wisdom. The spirit spoke in a deep, resonant voice. "Here is the riddle. I am a bridge, but have no legs. I hold the weight of all who cross. I am silent, but I speak of strength. What am I?" The crowd fell silent, the weight of the riddle hanging in the air. Folarin closed his eyes, letting the word sink in. A bridge with no legs, something silent yet strong. Then it hit him. He stepped forward and said confidently, "You are a path carved into the earth, a rod. You are a rod." The masked spirit paused, then nodded slowly. "You have answered well. The treasure is yours." The crowd erupted in an applause. As Folarin was presented with the golden cowrie. Ayinke watched from the sidelines, her expression unreadable. That evening, as the festival wound down, Folarin found Ayinke by the riverbank. "You stood in the moonlight," her mask resting in her hands. "You were impressive tonight," she admitted, her voice softer than usual. Folarin held up with golden cowrie. "This may be mine, but my real treasure is earning your respect." "Have I succeeded?" Ayinke smiled faintly. "Respect, perhaps, but love? That is earned through more than victories. It's earned through understanding, through proving you can stand beside someone, not just in front of them." Folarin nodded, her word giving him much to ponder. The game was far from over, but tonight, he had taken another step closer to her heart. Chapter 6. Days after the festival of masks, life in Ibitayo returned to its usual rhythm. But Folarin's mind buzzed with Ayinke's parting words. Love is earned through understanding, through proving you can stand beside someone, not just in front of them. Determined to deepen his bond with her, Folarin sought advice once again, this time from the village herbalist, Mama Agba. Known for her wisdom and deep connection to nature, Mama Agba was a close friend to Ayinke's late grandmother. Folarin arrived at Mama Agba's hut. The scent of medicinal herbs filled the air. She was seated on a low stool, grinding leaves with a mortar and pestle. "Ah, Folarin," she said without looking up, her voice warm. The boy with riddles in his eyes and question in his heart. "What brings you here?" "I need your guidance, Mama," Folarin replied, bowing slightly. "I want to understand Ayinke better. How do I show her that I can stand beside her, not just in front of her?" Mama Agba chuckled softly. "Ayinke is like the Ojuju, the forest spirit. Beautiful, mysterious, and deeply rooted in tradition. To understand her, you must first understand her family's legacy. Have you heard of the sacred grove behind the hills?" Folarin nodded. The sacred grove was a revered place, said to be the home of ancient spirits and the source of many of the village's tradition. Only the bravest venture there, for the spirits were known to test those who entered. Her grandmother, Alake, was the guardian of that grove. Mama Agba continued. When Alake passed, Ayinke inherited a special connection to it. If you truly wish to know her, you must seek the grove, but beyond, the spirit will not make it easy. Early the next morning, Folarin set out to the sacred grove, carrying nothing but a small bag of provisions and the golden cowrie from the festival. The path to the grove was narrow and winding, cutting through dense forest. Birds chirped overhead, and the rustling of leaves hinted at the unseen creatures watching his every move. As he approached the entrance of the grove, a sudden chill ran down his spine. The air seemed heavier, and the trees loomed like silent sentinels. Just as he stepped inside, a voice echoed around him. "Why do you enter the grove of the spirit, young one?" Folarin swallowed his fear and replied, "I seek understanding and wisdom. I wish to honor the legacy of Alake and earn the trust of her granddaughter Ayinke." The voice chuckled, low and resonant. "Very well. To prove your worth, you must face 3 tests, each representing the pillars of love: trust, sacrifice, and courage. Are you prepared?" "I am," Folarin reaffirmed. "Okay, we are testing you with the first test, which will be on trust." A shimmering pool appeared before him, its waters crystal clear. On the other side of the pool stood a masked figure, holding a rope bridge in their hands. "To cross the pool, you must cross the bridge, and one who holds it," the voice instructed. Folarin hesitated. The rope bridge looked fragile, and the masked figure was a stranger. But he remembered Mama Alaba's words. Ayinke is deeply rooted in tradition. He stepped into the bridge, his heart pounding with each creak of the wood. Halfway across, the masked figure spoke. "Do you trust me?" Folarin took a deep breath. "I do, because trust is the foundation of understanding." The figure nodded and pulled the bridge taut, allowing him to cross safely. Here's the second test, which will be on sacrifice. In the heart of the grove, Folarin found a small fire surrounded by glowing embers. Beside it lay his golden cowrie. "To proceed, you must sacrifice something of great value," the voice said. Folarin picked up the cowrie, the prize he has worked so hard to win. For a moment he hesitated, but then he threw it into the fire. "This is for Ayinke," he whispered, watching as the cowrie glowed brightly before vanishing into the flames. The voice spoke again, softer this time. "True love requires giving up, even when you treasure most. Here's the final test, which will be on courage." The grove grew darker, and Folarin found himself surrounded by shadows. A fierce growl echoed through the trees, and a pair of glowing eyes appeared before him. A great leopard emerged, its sleek body moving with deadly grace. "Show your courage," the voice commanded. Folarin's leg trembled, but he stood his ground, remembering Ayinke's bravery. He knelt and lowered his gaze, showing respect to the spirit animal. The leopard cycled him, its growls fading into purr. Then it stepped aside, revealing a path bathed in golden light. "You have passed," the voice said. "Go forth and claim your reward." At the end of the path, Folarin found a small carved wooden box. Inside was a delicate bracelet woven with golden braids and tiny beads. He recognized it immediately. It belongs to Ayinke's grandmother. When he returned to the village that evening, he found Ayinke waiting by the baobab tree. Without a word, he handed her the bracelet. "How did you?" she began, her eyes wide. "I wanted to understand you," Folarin said simply, "and I wanted to honor your grandmother's legacy." Ayinke's expression softened, and for the first time, she looked at him with something more than amusement. "You've shown me your heart, Folarin. Perhaps you are ready to stand beside me after all."